Hey guys, today I'll show you how to make these beautiful cherry tartlets all from scratch. If you want to learn how to make not just delicious but also incredibly beautiful one, just like the one on your favorite pastry shops, then this is the video you must watch. So let's get started. Alright, so for this tart dough, I've already created a step-by-step tutorial about how to make it, roll it, and bake it really in details. So I'm not going to repeat the same lessons, but make sure to watch this video after this one to learn those parts. So to make the pink color, I added pink coloring at the end of the mixing process to make them look extra cute. The dough was out from a fridge for a good amount of time, so I'm trying to roll really quick here so that it's not gonna get too soft to work on. I like really thin class, about 2mm thickness, which is a little less than 0.1 inch, which creates delicate texture. Cut with a cookie cutter that is big enough to cover the side of the ring, place it on top, and as you turn the ring like this using your fingers, let it sink on the bottom and make sure it's fit in the corner. And cut the excess with a petty knife. For mini ones, do the exact same thing. They are just easier to set in a mold. And chill them completely in a freezer. Next, let's make almond cream, which is gonna be the filling of this tart. It's so easy and tastes delicious. The most important thing is that all the ingredients are room temperature. That is because the filling contains good amount of butter. If the temperature is cold, the butter gets hardened during the mixing process and it will not incorporate well. Add butter, salt, and powdered sugar in a bowl and mix well. I like to whip enough and contains good amount of airs before adding eggs after this. That's because butter is oil and egg is liquid and they don't get along well. But airs inside will do the job as a middleman and it's gonna help them incorporate well. Now add egg and almond flour and mix well until they are nicely blended. Add all-purpose flour and mix. Flour is optional, but it will make your cream less wet and create fluffier texture. Add dark rum or any types of alcohol you like to add more flavor and do the final mix. And done. The cream is so rich and smooth. The more you whip, the more it gets fluffy and rise up when you bake. So you can adjust as your preference. You can also make bunch and save the rest in the freezer. Simply defrost when you use it. Next, let's make preserve for the filling. So one thing I need to mention is that originally I made the preserve with raspberries and rainier cherries, but I forgot to film and now I'm filming again using dark cherries instead. So just wanted to let you know, but that means if you can't find rainier cherries, you can also use dark cherries instead. Add fresh raspberries, cherries, granulated sugar, and lemon juice in a pan and mix. Heat it up with the medium heat. Mix occasionally so that the bottom is not gonna get burnt. And as it gets thicker enough, like a little loose jam, remove from heat. Cherries are not breaking down with heat and I don't want any chunks this time, so I'm using a hand blender to make it puree. Nice and smooth. And to add extra flavor, add some Kirschwasser, which is cherry alcohol. This is optional, but I feel like it really helped making all the flavors one together. Let it cool completely before use. And here, let's take a quick break and let me show you a quick 1-minute dessert for my daughter using this preserve. Add your yogurt and preserve. Too much for you. Sprinkle toasted nuts. Today I used almond and pecans. Sliced banana. And done. Here you go. Good? What's that? Alright, so let's go back to the tart. I'm finishing my almond cream by adding some preserve. This helps adding more cherry flavors in one bite. Make sure your almond cream is in a room temperature since it gets harder to mix when it's cold. And now finally, it's time to fill in tart. This cream rises up some in oven, so do not overfill it. I recommend to fill up to a half or 2/3 of the height. Fill your preserve in the middle. And create some swirls using a spatula. To bake almond tartlet, I usually bake with 350 Fahrenheit, which is 175 Celsius, for about 20 to 40 minutes, depending on the size, until the tart gets to golden brown all around. But only today, because I want to keep the pink color of the crust as vivid as possible. After about 15 to 20 minutes later, when the crust is cooked but not browning yet, I lower the temperature to about 330 Fahrenheit, which is 165 Celsius, and baked longer than usual instead for another 10 to 25 minutes until the crusts are hardened completely and you see slight browning on the edge. You don't need to do that, but just know that you can control your temperature and time to adjust the color of your crust. And this is totally optional, but if you want to make it look extra precise for your special occasion, you can shred off some excess crust in the corner with a petty knife and also smooth out the top with a zester. On top of almond cream, spread preserve evenly. This is going to add more cherry flavor, which everybody will love, and also it does the job as a glue when we decorate fresh cherries on top after this. Now let's go into the final part, which is decoration. Cut rainier cherries in half. You can use a cherry pitter if you have to fasten the process. And we're gonna start writing them in circle. Make sure there's no gaps between and they stand nice and straight on their own. And add 2 on the very center. Rainier cherries have beautiful gradations of red, orange, and yellow colors, so I decided to decorate the half with more red ones and the other half with more yellow ones to create the natural color gradation. On top, I added the slice of dark cherries and garnished with a touch of gold leaf. And finally, it's complete. For mini ones, I used about 4 half cherries. I mixed a little bit of dark cherries to enjoy the contrast of colors. If you like this video, please subscribe and hit the notification bell to be notified when I post a new video all about delicious and beautiful pastries from scratch. And like I mentioned earlier, I've made a step-by-step tutorial on how to make perfect tart crust I used today. So I highly recommend to watch that one after this video so that you can really understand about tart in deeper level. Also, if you have a specific tart that you want to learn from me, let me know what that is as well. And follow me on Instagram and check all the other pastry creations I've made before for your inspiration. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you next week. Bye guys!